We're doing operations with polynomials, and we're doing division. So we take our polynomial that we're dividing and we put it under the division bracket, and we put our quadratic polynomial out front. Again, we understand that anything that doesn't have a coefficient, we understand that that is 1. The other thing that's important to remember when we're doing synthetic division with polynomials or long division, for each degree of the variable must be filled starting with the highest degree and working down to the constant term. So as we can see here, we have x to the fourth, x to the third. We're missing the quadratic term, then we're to the linear term and the constant. So we have to add that quadratic term in, and we have a coefficient of 0 when we're working with that. And again, we're always trying to cancel out this first term. So we have an x squared and we have an x to the fourth. So we need to get an additional x squared. So x squared, and then we need to make the lead coefficient be the same. So 3x squared times x squared becomes 3x to the fourth. 3x squared times negative 3x is negative 9x cubed. And 3x squared times 5 is 15x squared. Then we're going to take those values, and remember, we want to subtract the whole polynomial. So we need to make sure we put that subtraction and use those parentheses there as well. So the lead term cancels out just like we wanted. Negative 5x minus a negative 9 becomes 4x cubed. 0x minus 15x squared is negative 15x squared. And then we bring down the 4x. Again, we want our lead coefficient to cancel out. We have an x squared, so we have to add an x. And we have 4, and we need to make 1 become 4. So we're going to make that a positive 4x. And then we multiply across. And we get 4x cubed minus 12x squared plus 20x. And then we have to subtract the polynomial again. Make sure that we're subtracting that whole polynomial. And then we're left with our lead term canceling out. And we're left with negative 3x squared minus 16x. And then we bring down the negative 6 for our last. There's nothing left. That's the constant term is the last term we bring down. And we need to get our lead coefficient to cancel. We already have the x squared and the x squared. So all we have to do is multiply by a negative 3. And we get negative 3x squared plus 9x minus 15. And then again, we have to make sure we subtract the entire polynomial. And we're left with negative 25x plus 9. Now that is our remainder. So we've already calculated this much the polynomial, and then we have to have our remainder. So again, we take whatever the remainder is, and we put it over top of the polynomial we are dividing. So our final answer in this case is going to be 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 plus our remainder here, which is negative 25x plus 9 divided by the whatever polynomial we are dividing by. In this case, it's x squared minus 3x plus 5. And that is our final answer.